Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, it's a little vanity issue. I have this screen up and probably over my mouth because look right here, y'all. I tried a new lipstick and I had an allergic reaction. So let's see. All right. So let's me go over some things. I was going to do this live yesterday, but my mouth was vanity issues. You know how it is. But every now and then I'll get over some vanity issues and I'm over it. So let's get to it. Whew. A lot of things happened. Today is Wednesday. Monday, there was a court hearing with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's lawyers. There was a tete-a-tete going on in there. They had some big issues to go over. But we will read an article to go over. We'll also, let's go, before we read the articles, let me share my screen real quick. I think this is it. Yes. So here is, I believe this is, let me look at it again. I thought this was the letter. Yes. So this is the letter that Blake Lively's, and this was filed on the 30th, January 30th, 2025. And this is the letter that sparked the hearing on February 3rd. So they wrote a letter to the judge asking to have Blake Lively's lawyers, Wilkie, Farrer, and Gallagher, wrote to the judge to have Justin Baldoni's case dismissed, they wanted it dismissed. Partly had a thing to do with they believe that the lawyer was trying the case in the court of public opinion. So let's go over an article real quick that tells what had happened in the courtroom. I've got so many. Let me see. Here we go. So this is Variety. I have two others, so we may go over those as well. So here's Variety. Lively Baldoni hearing, attorneys accuse each other of trying the case in the press, is written by Gene Mattis and Michaela Z. A judge warned Monday that he may move up the March 2026 trial between Lively and Justin Baldoni if their attorney accuses each other of improperly seeking to sway public opinion. He presided over the hearing, Judge Lewis Lyman. Lively, Reynolds, or Baldoni appeared in court. It was just the attorneys. Michael Gottlieb argued that Baldoni's lawyer has made inflammatory public remarks, comments, and everything like that, and they wanted to have a gag order imposed on him. Baldoni's lawyer fought back and said that they're the ones that started the PR campaign in the media with their talking to the New York Times and putting all this information out there. He was just trying to make sure that his client's side of the story was told and that it wasn't an unfair advantage for his side, that her side will be able to get all the information and the story out. So he wanted to make sure that his client had their side. So there was no gag order ensued, but basically the judge ordered both sides to adhere to the New York Rules of Professional Conduct, which forbids attorneys from making character attacks on their opponents and from making comments that have a substantial likelihood of prejudicing a jury. But the rules also allow attorneys to talk to the press to protect their client from adverse publicity. And Freeman said that he was fine with those rules. So we've gotten all those, and then they went through a whole lot of different motions and things like that. So, we're back to. Oh, well, thank you so much. Hi, Darcy. Thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate that. So far, the March 9th, 2026 date is still solidified, unless the attorneys do something that the judge is like, okay, the jury has been tainted, and we just cannot continue to go on with you all having those attacks. So let's get into it now. As we're talking today, it appears that Blake Lively has been hit with another lawsuit. So this is coming from TMZ. It says here, Blake Lively, another day, another lawsuit. PR company accuses her of defamation. I wonder which PR company accuses her of defamation. Well, let's read on. It says here, oh, that's the update. But let me read the initial stuff. It says Blake Lively's legal headaches are getting worse. The actress is now being sued by a crisis PR firm for defamation in her ongoing lawsuit battle with Justin Baldoni. Blake was slapped with a new lawsuit by Jeb Wallace. Now, you understand that Jeb Wallace was working with Baldoni and Melissa Nathan. And so he says his company, Street Relations, Inc., as she named both parties along with Baldoni in her 2024 California civil rights complaint for bad behavior related to the filming of It Ends With Us. And here is some of the text messages that were pulled from Jennifer Abel's phone that was confiscated by Stephanie Jones. Wallace accuses Blake of falsely lumping his firm into the allegations she made against Baldoni and then sending the information to various media outlets, including Elle magazine, despite the fact that Blake did not name Wallace or Street Relations in the lawsuit she filed just days later. And he says the damage was done and the media continued to report that he had engaged in illegal activity. Wallace says Blake's then doubled down on her conduct by asking the judge to authorize the taking of his deposition, but falsely accused him of being a subcontractor to a company called TAG to assist them in their unlawful retaliatory social combat campaign against Blake. So she's got that team suing her as well. It's a lot of stuff. Let me stop sharing my window really quick. And is this costing them? Of course it is. I mean, public, I watch a TikToker, and I'm going to share her video with you in just a minute. And she talks about that Hollywood is political and Hollywood is about that money. And if there's anything that's going to look like it's going to affect their money, they're not going to be wanting to fool with it. And so Pam, what are you talking about? What's affecting their money? Listen. Whether any of these allegations are true or not, the one thing that Hollywood studios and things, they want to distance themselves from any type of issues and problems and lawsuits where they be drug into it. If you watched my content before, you understand that I talked about Marvel Studios. And I talked about Marvel Studios in connection with this because Ryan Reynolds was one of the stars in their recent movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. And there is a scene in that movie, and there is a character that was written for the movie. It was written by Ryan Reynolds, and it looks and it appears that this was a character written. Is nowhere. Nice Pool is nowhere in the Marvel comics or anything like that. That Ryan Reynolds wrote this character, in my opinion, to mock Justin Baldoni. Every little thing, because because Deadpool's character has regenerative properties, meaning you can prune him from the timeline and he'll come back. So in that movie, Nice Pool didn't have all of that. And all these little wordings and things like that that you see now, because you have the lawsuit to juxtapose to it, starts to make sense. Why would you talk about an intimacy coordinator in Wolverine and Deadpool? Doesn't make it, I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine. Doesn't really make sense for that piece of commentary to come in there. Why would you have Nice Pool? He's the only one not wearing a mask. His face is out and he has like a little man bun. Well, who are you talking about? Well, because that's a dig on Justin Baldoni's character. Then you talk about Justin Baldoni's character talking about, oh, Lady Deadpool looks good. She just had a baby. And he's like, you're not supposed to say that. And then that's what that's what the Deadpool character tells Nice Pool. You're not supposed to say that. And then the Nice Pool character says, "Oh, don't worry, I identify as a feminist." And if we understand and know that Justin Baldoni is like that because he has a podcast in regards to that. So it doesn't make any kind of sense for those things to be in a movie about Deadpool and Wolverine. But we also find out that Ryan Reynolds has a way in other different movies to push digs. If he has an issue with you, he puts it on the film like it's sarcastically talking about you, but he's trying to make it as he's talking about the character that you're playing versus that he's talking about you. We've had other actors to come up and say those things about this. So why do I say all of these things? Because Hollywood, the machine of Hollywood, doesn't want to be attached to any of those things. And so if they feel like you are a problem bringer, they'll want to distance themselves from you until you get yourself together, until you don't have any problems. You see that WME, who was Baldoni's talent agency, they have too many now. They have too many instances of too many people running their mouths. Now the people over it says, "Oh, we didn't do that. We didn't unjustly get rid of him at the behest of Lively and Reynolds." Of course, you would say that, but now you have too many people who've had too many conversations with that camp, and hopefully that they have they put it in a lawsuit. So hopefully they have something to back that up that they're talking about. That you all have had that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have had conversations with you about him, and you all wanted to distance yourself. And now you're seeing that possibly you all may have jumped the gun. Instead of, if these are people that are within your talent agency and you're representing all of them, there should have been some type of communication, some kind of uh, uh, mediation or something before that happened. But you got rid of Baldoni, you kept Ryan Reynolds. So now that you're looking fishy at this point. And is that going to affect them? Of course, because if I'm an actor or an actress, I'm not going to go with a talent agency that's going to that I'm paying money to represent me, that are going to have closed meetings behind the doors about me with other actors and actors and stuff like that. And I don't have an opportunity to have a say of what's going on. And particularly if I'm paying money, because, I don't know if I've ever told you all that, my father always told me, you don't pay anybody your money and kiss their ass too. So definitely I wouldn't be wanting to pay my money. And then you're going through and doing all of those types of things. But studios, if there's a negativity attached with you, they don't want to be bothered with you. They don't want to be bothered with you at all. And if you don't think that that's true, even well, I won't even get into that. But let me share my screen. This is a TikTok from a lady that talked about Ryan Reynolds. And I understand that Ryan Reynolds is having some blowback from all of this. So this is Bohemian Diva. Go follow her. She's here on YouTube as well. Same name, Bohemian Diva. She's been following and covering this case too. And she has her name is Marie, and she has a very nice aesthetic and sageness about her. She speaks a lot of different wisdom and stuff like that. But listen to what she said, or what her team of you all are my entertainers. So her divas have sent to her in regards to Ryan Reynolds.
My tribe. Shout out to y'all. I so appreciate you. I love the little family that we have created since this whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively nonsense have started. And I want us to continue that because I love y'all so much. Shout out to the people who actually send me information that is like worth talking about. For example, a couple weeks ago at the very beginning, the question was posed to me, hey, do you think Ryan Reynolds' career will be over? And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I do not think so because he had 24 projects, not 24, 20 projects that was pending, like future projects that was already on the books. And I'm like, nah, I think he's good. He's straight. But sure enough, thank
Now, I don't know if it's her video quality or not. I've turned up everything that I have over here. Um, she's just speaking a little low, but I hope you still can hear.
you, my love, for sending me the screenshot. His 20 projects just got reduced to 9. Let me show you the before and after. Didn't I tell you that this is an expensive ass crash out? Because at first I was like, nah, he's done like over 400 projects. He got like 20 projects pending. He's bankable. Never mind. The studios and the executives are like, nah, killer. Uh-uh. And it could stem from a myriad of reasons. Now that he has developed a reputation of stealing projects from directors and hijacking projects and stealing credit that was not his, along with his Ku Klux Khaleesi bride. So if the public continues to vote with their dollars and saying like, look, we do not want to see a single project with Sir Christopher Columbus of Hollywood and Ku Klux Khaleesi. We don't want to see them. Yeah, vote with your dollars, boo. Cause I was like, nah, he good, he's straight. I was wrong. I was wrong. Telling you, Hollywood is political. Cause even though you may be an A-lister and even though you may have power, your power has limits. Ooh, child. Let me know what you think. People, my tribe.
All right. What do y'all think? Do you think that we will see a settlement pretty soon? Hey, hey, hey. Do y'all think we'll see a settlement pretty soon? The worst part about Nice Pool for me is that he mocks Nice Pool for being too nice, not for being a freak or an actual predator or anything like that, right? And it was so unnecessary. That character was unnecessary. And then little subtle jabs. If we weren't covering this, and you wouldn't understand the subtle jab, because who takes Nice Pool out? Lady Deadpool. And where did they take him out or prune him from the timeline? Right in front of a flower shop. Now, I'm sorry. That's just that's too much to say that it's a coincidence. It was purposeful. That was purposeful. And so now he has Ryan Reynolds has now he's going to spurn the ire of Marvel because they don't want to be brought into this mess. They don't want to have their records having to be opened to be able to explain this mess. They don't want to have to do any of those things. But that's basically what's basically going to have to happen. And then you think that Marvel is going to have to open. You think about all the different productions that Ryan Reynolds has been in and how many digs that he has taken at other people because he's crashing out about, his wife and everything like that. Just, I mean, and like I said, don't mishear me. If he believes that he is doing this because he is protecting his wife, that's one thing. But we have seen him operate in a way that he wields his power because he is an A-lister in some unusual ways and some unusual fashions. So anyway, I tell y'all the truth. It's a lot of this going on. But so basically, what I have summed up is the fact that there is a new lawsuit heading Blake Lively's way. The results of the court hearing was that there was no gag order pursued. However, if the judge feels like the lawyers are fighting this case in the court, he will move up the trial date. The The lawsuits have been consolidated, except I think except for the New York Times one. I'm not sure if that one has been consolidated into all of this, but the lawsuits have been consolidated. So there's not several different lawsuits being thrown out there. They're all being consolidated into this one case. So it's a lot of information still going on, and it continues. It continues to go on. I cover other different trials and information. I've been holding out because it's been so much information that continues to come in from the Sean Diddy Combs case. So many people keep filing. It's just to the point that I have to compile this information and then do one video, because it's a lot of information just from here. It is the first part of February, and happy Black History Month. Uh, the first part of February, from December to now, I think there is like 6 or 7 more cases that have been pulled up uh, for Diddy, and I think Jay-Z is still in 1 or 2 of them. So those court cases, got to get a copy of those, got to read those, and then be able to go over those for you all on here as well. So I'm working on that. I hope I get to see most of you all that are subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't been subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if you want to become a member, because on Saturday, we're going to have a members only chat where you and I will get to know each other. I get to see y'all. Y'all get to see me. It is it's only a members only. And we'll go over and discuss these cases that we've been going over. If there's other information that you all may have, my entertainers, that we can go over, we can share, we can ask each other's questions and how we feel. And like I've said before, I don't care if you're team Baldoni, I don't care if you're team Lively, I don't care if you're team Reynolds, honey. You can still be an entertainer over here. We can definitely have a good discourse about it. So I'm hoping to see you all on Saturday at 4 p.m. Let's see. Kai, what you got? What you got? Some people came out to say he's terrible. Watch Dave Neal's latest video. He had some insider friends tell him story. Listen, I wouldn't put it past him. I would not put it past him. Because even just with the information that you all have brought to me, shout out to Lily, shout out to you, Kai, shout out to all the people who bring me information, just from the information that you see. He's always in the middle or behind something. So I don't know. I think he does, and I think his someone had done. I watched a video where a guy, I can't remember what his name was, but he's, I guess, a body language specialist, and he did I know he did one on Justin, and I know he did one on Blake. I have to find the one where he's done on Ryan Reynolds, but he talked about how their body languages and stuff like that. But anyway, as I was going through that rabbit hole, I came across another video. They were talking about Ryan Reynolds and how he grew up, and how his father was quite abusive towards him and his mother, and then how he has since he felt like he was out of control in that family dynamic, he likes to be in very much control in the family dynamics that he puts up with. So if you look at the relationships, he's not able to control the situation. Now, don't mishear me. I don't know the man. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. I'm not trying to say that he's anything, but I am a professional to understand that when you abuse children, they grow up in trauma, and then they compensate by doing certain things, and probably overcompensating in areas. And with him wanting to make sure that his family is okay, he may overcompensate about who his family interacts with, and that becomes controlling within a sense. But because he feels like he's not hollering and screaming and uh, uh, being anything other than nice and professional, probably the opposite of what his father is doing, but it's still the same type of same type of behavior. It's just on the different side of the coin. So maybe all of that's going on. I don't know, but I will tell you that it doesn't sound like the public is okay with that type of behavior going on, and also using a civil rights complaint to be able to strengthen to strengthen your way to be able to bully your way to taking over somebody's stuff. If anybody has found or dug or anywhere to see that they have a copy of when Justin Baldoni got the rights or the option to be able to do Colleen Hoover's movies, because people are saying that there's some type of morality clause in there. I would love to look at if it's possible. I don't know if there's public records on that or not, but if it's possible to look at that to see if there's something in there. Because again, I have asked the question, where in the world is Colleen Hoover? Now, some of you all says that she's dealing with a crisis similar to this with one of her children, and that's fine. Because I still want to have the connection as to why she is team Lively now with all of this information, when truly it should have been she should have been neutral at this point. So I'm wondering if there was conversations. Is the lawyers going to talk about conversations had with Miss Hoover and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? I'm going to be interested in that. Also, I understand that let me see. I think I got to pull it up. Oh, y'all should see my computer with all of this stuff in here. It goes from my phone to my computer to my iPad, the stuff I have. Let me share this tab. All right. It says, this is from TMZ, and this came today. Baldoni's lawyers to Blake Lively, settle my way or I will grill Taylor Swift. So everyone is trying to bring Taylor Swift in this. And we know that Taylor Swift has distanced herself from this stuff because, again, these people have brands that they're trying to protect. Taylor Swift has a big brand that she's trying to protect, and she doesn't want anything with her brand brought into some negativity between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. So let's read real quickly what he has going on or what he's talking about. Justin Baldoni's lawyer has an ace in the hole in his client's legal war with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And one of the things I will say this, and I have seen this in past with past lawyers. Sometimes when you are in a situation when the public opinion is on your client's side and then your side, sometimes you have the ability to be too cocky, and it just takes one little mishap into where those tides would change. My advice would be at this point, as you have the evidence and you've put it out, but hold on, because I think I have a copy of that too before we get into this article, y'all. Because I do see this is the website of Justin Baldoni's. And on this website, you can get a copy of the amended complaint, and you can get a copy of the timeline. It doesn't just come up. It'll let me see. Here it is. It comes up, and you can definitely go on this website and look at the amended complaint that we read the other day. It's a little bit. This is the timeline. It looks a little bit better. Let's go back, and then you can see a copy of the amended complaint. With its and to combine them together, they're like 300 and some odd pages. So if you want to go back through here and read this amended complaint, you can definitely go to the website. And I will have this information in my description bar when I complete this this live. All right, so let's get back to this Taylor Swift thingy. TMZ has a new podcast with Harvey Levin and Mark Garagos, two angry men. And in our first episode, we broke down the Blake Baldoni beef with special guest Brian Friedman, attorney repping Justin representing Justin. Harvey hammers Brian about potentially deposing Taylor because she's central to the dispute by virtue of her involvement in an infamous meeting between Justin, Blake, and Ryan. Taylor was there when Blake and Ryan met with Justin to discuss the rooftop scene, and it ends with us. It's a scene that Blake rewrote at the meeting, led to Justin's 2 a.m. voice note to Blake. Brian is cagey about calling Taylor for a deposition, but watch the clip and read between the lines. A Taylor depo is on the table, and Brian can use it as a big bargaining chip to get a settlement. Yes, we're already talking settlement because, as Harvey and Mark explained, there is no way this case is actually going to trial for the very reason that none of these celebrities want to be subjected to depositions, courtroom testimony, and especially cross-examination. And we'll see. And here's Blake with as Khaleesi. Here's one of her dragons. Here's another one of her dragons. I don't know if she's considered to be a dragon too. Now, I will tell you this dragon over here, Hugh Jackman, his wife has some issues about Blake and Ryan because she believes that the lady that got in between her and her husband, in which there was a divorce, she believes that he was and this is alleged, this is what I heard that she had said, not actually did I hear her say it, but she believes that Ryan and Blake facilitated the meeting between Hugh Jackman and his current girlfriend. So they have their podcast. You can definitely listen to their podcast. You can go to this article and you can definitely listen to the podcast. It looks like it's about a little over 30 minutes long. You can definitely go over there and listen to that podcast. I'm going to go listen to it and see what's going on. But looks like the pundits are saying that they don't want to that they will quietly settle this case. I wonder how that's going to be settled. I don't know if any money is going to be exchanged or not, but I'm quite sure on Justin Baldoni's end, he is going to want to have a public apology made from Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. I don't, from Blake and Ryan's perspective, as far as the settlement, I'm unsure. But the person, Pamela, would want them to all come into an agreement and move on. But the content creator, Pamela, I want them to go to court. I want to hear everything everybody says from their point of view. But when you're looking at, as I've shown you all before, that Ryan Reynolds, his projects are dwindling down. You know, you go from 20 projects in the works to 9 projects. That's more than half. So your projects are dwindling down, which means that your opportunities to make more money are starting to dwindle down because people do not want you to be attached to their projects, because now you appear to be the person that wants to take over people's stuff, and they don't want to be bothered with that. And what do you all, here's my question for you all to see, what do you all think about how this lawsuit is affecting Hollywood? And again, if you are a member of the channel, we are going to be meeting on Saturday at 4 p.m. I look forward to hearing you there. I may pose the same question for you all to see how you all think. What do you all think about how Hollywood actually really looking at this? Because think about it. It's affecting talent agencies. Clearly, if you are an actor or producer or whatever, writer, whatever your talent is, surely if your talent agency can be involved or be believed that they're colluding with A-listers about projects and things like that, or about you and whether or not that you get projects or stuff like that, who wants to be fooling with the talent agency? Actors. And you going to work and trying to do the work that you're doing, and then you have another actor that believe that could be causing issues and problems on the set. How is that affecting you? If you are a producer, if you are a director, if you are a writer, how is this affecting you? You have an actress that's on the set rewriting words that you've done, and you all just have come off a strike. How is that affecting you as a writer? How is it affecting you as a producer? That how is the budget being affected by allowing actors, because either they have an A-list husband or whatever it is? How is that affecting the budget? It's affecting that aspect of Hollywood. Being an executive producer. And also when you start talking about, with the Writers Guild of Writers, the Writers Guild and the SAG-AFTRA Guild, how is this affecting? Because again, you have Blake, who has taken over this thing. She's getting PGA credits and things like that because she's using the threats of doing a lawsuit or the threat of doing a civil rights complaint or a work harassment complaint to get the things that she wants done. How is that operating? What's going on with that? So this case to me, and I think again, and the PR world. Oh my goodness, I was almost remiss because this is the reason why I got involved in this case. I was fascinated how now you're talking about PR companies and their role and doing lawsuits and being sued, and their in my opinion, their incestuous relationship with journalists and things like that. How journalists and actors are strange bedfellows, in my opinion. They're getting together and doing things like that, and now you're seeing that the PR teams and the journalists are getting together for stories and things like that, and that how that whole machine is working in Hollywood. So this lawsuit is affecting not only just the relations between an actor and the director, an actress and the actor director and producer. I mean, this is hitting so many areas or so many different companies and structures in Hollywood that if this case goes to court, I think it will have ramifications for how people do business in Hollywood going forward. What do you all think? I don't believe the morality clause thing. Candace is the one who said that, and Candace isn't the most reliable person. I do believe they taped all their conversations with Blake and others. Okay. Hey, Gary. There are at least 3 instances Taylor was involved: casting of young Lily, the rooftop scene incident, and the firing of the composer, but also leveraging her music to remove Justin B, a film by cred. Yes. I think Hollywood is super annoyed, and they now want it to stop and hate Blake, Ryan, and Justice. Yeah, because it's hitting. I mean, you talk about it's hitting the PR machine, it's hitting the producing machine, it's hitting the talent agency machine, it's hitting film productions and how actors and actresses and directors and writers are interacting with each other, and how people are taking positions that don't belong. Because now, y'all, it would be for me that if I was in that, and particularly if I'm doing a production, that there will be clauses in these actors and actresses contracts, having them to acknowledge that so and so is the writer, having them to acknowledge that these are the people that they know that they will be on this set and be working, and have them to work in their contractual role. But again, like I've said before, I think each side has done some things that contributed to this mess. But this lawsuit, these levels of lawsuits really, in my opinion, are reverberating through several different entities in the Hollywood sphere. So again, on Saturday, we are going to have a members only broadcast, and I hope that we'll bring up some more information about that. You all will definitely give me some insight, particularly those of you all that have read the book, particularly those of you all that have seen the movie, particularly for those of you all that have information how Hollywood, the ins and outs of Hollywood work. And even if you don't, just let's come and have a good conversation. Again, I do appreciate you all rocking with me. And again, this is, if I'll let you know a little bit more about me and why I am doing all the things that I am doing. So with all of that, we're going to get ready to end this stream. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell your coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. See you Saturday, all my members.